So, Tennessee is the future, it turns out, which I was not expecting. I don't think most people were expecting that, but turned out that way in the end. You don't know what I'm talking about? Well, there's been a storming of the Capitol and some results therein, which is the Dems have been kicked out of the chamber.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good.
So Jan
really
6 part... Which one would this be? 2, 3?
I think this is like the 5th storming of the Capitol since January 6th. But
all right, okay, cool.
But those have all been by leftists, so they've been allowed. And this is the one where the Republicans have gone, hang on a minute, I thought this was meant to be 9/11.
I did say I did see January 6th.
Exactly.
The other week. That was funny.
We'll start just by mentioning, this is an article on Lotus about the Capitol building takeover timeline. So if you want to go and check out something, you can go check it out on lotus.com, which I think is the best summation of everything. Josh and Hugo did that. And it's also the day that democracy died, or something. I don't know.
And you can't say it either way, so does it matter?
No, not really.
If Callum can't pronounce it, does it really exist?
I think the whole world's doomed.
Just out of existence.
But if we go to the next link here, we can see, indeed, it is. Tennessee. The expulsion from Tennessee is a glimpse of the future. And post-so being like, let's hope. And me too. Me too, here's to hoping. And in case you don't know what happened, so there was a storming of the Capitol, as is tradition in American politics. If we go to the next
It's one of the great democratic processes.
Yeah, so these are some leftists who stormed in on the procedures in the state capitol here. They're having votes and stuff, and you can see there are two gentlemen there. Well, one with a megaphone.
Who are the people storming in this video?
So it was a load of kids, along with some lawmakers, and the lawmakers decided to organise the whole thing and do the storming. As you can see, the two gentlemen at the podium there, with the lady next to them, those three individuals are the one who organised the actual storming, with the kids as their vanguard, because they can't do it with 3 people.
I mean, who else are you going to use for human shields, right?
Yeah, which, good strategy in regards to human shields, but politics, not so much. Because it turned out that the mostly peaceful protests went down as mostly peaceful protests usually do. As you can go to the next video, and we can see that, which is the police being like, could you please be orderly, for the love of Christ? And instead, this just devolves into
Lol, no.
Yeah, basically. They're just fighting with the police for ages, and you can go and see that all in your own time. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, the next one here, in which we can see there was... It's over a shooting. Of course.
It's so funny watching people of that age try to be dignified because, I'm sorry, look at yourself. Look,
yes.
You have got an exploded mushroom on your head. I'm not taking you seriously.
Like this 30-year-old police officer there with the coolest, really cool hat there. He's going to destroy you. These kids being like, I'm tough. It's like, no, you're going to jail.
I will wave my broccoli at you.
Yeah, so they're trying to stop the Republicans going in and voting because there was a shooting. We won't say which one, as David Hogg alludes to. Students in Tennessee protested at the Capitol to demand stronger gun regulations after 6 people, including 3 children, were murdered in a convent school in Nashville by guns.
And David Hogg, as ever, is the most impartial reporter on such things.
But they were all killed by guns, those 6 victims.
I hate it when guns do that.
Can't believe guns
when they just float at me.
You know what we should do? Ban all guns, because they're the ones doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's literally David Hogg's.
He's got the one line. He's been around for how long? And I think it's basically just an AI program at this point. David Hogg, I don't believe, really exists.
I hope so. But the other response from people I've seen is, well, look at all those Republicans. Look at all them whiteys. That's the real problem here.
That's right. It's only the whites maintaining law and... Oh, wait, no, that's not the message we want to be sending here.
No, instead it is the whiteys who are trying to kill kids with their guns.
Oh.
Which, okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I debunked that in a segment a few weeks ago, but okay.
Yeah, almost as if this is all based on sand. Good luck with that. So they're saying here about the fact that they've just expelled 2 black Democrats from the chamber for something.
I think I saw some of the clips from this.
Yeah, but this is them going into vote on the matter. They charged the 3 people who organized the storming with knowingly and intentionally bringing disorder and dishonor to the chamber. Which, I mean, yep.
I don't want to spoil anything. Is this one of the Democrats, the black guy who just starts yelling in a guy's face for no reason?
No, that's in Washington.
Oh, all right, okay, that's a different Democrat somewhere.
So if you go to the next link here, so the whole thing is that you've got these guys who've done this, and of course on a regular day I wouldn't give a crap. Like, some guys turn up, do some shouting, disrupt procedures, and then it gets thrown out because the police turn up and go, all right, move on. It's American politics. There's been American politics for a long time.
That's just politics.
Sure, but in the American context, like, is this an acceptable thing? And it was, right up until January 6th, in which it was declared Holocaust 2, and at which point it was 9/11, Pearl Harbor all rolled into one.
Times a billion.
Yeah, and then, well, you can't let that carry on anymore, can you? Because if it is 9/11 too,
So Democrats just screaming like, "This is just like if it were 12 million guys."
it's just ridiculous, their response to January 6th. And in which case, the Republicans, at least in Tennessee, have turned around and gone, okay then, yeah, storming the Capitol, basically hardcore terrorism. So anyone who organises that, we're kicking out of the chamber. And they didn't take kindly to that, because they were like, what do you mean the rules apply to us?
No, they don't.
This is actually the complaint. It was
Well,
like,
yeah.
how dare you do this to us? We're allowed to do this to you. And, well, good on the representatives of Tennessee. The individuals who took part, the ones who organised the storming here, not the nicest of chaps. I mean, there's one here. He refers to one of the Republicans as brownface. He's the least racist Democrat I've been able to find. So,
All right, okay.
play that and enjoy his argument as to why he's not messed up.
In those 53 years in America, I have never encountered a racial slur. I'm really not aware that any of that applies to me. I live a good life. Yet, you on tape call me a brown face. Yes, sir, it's on tape.
And I said that you put a brown face on white supremacy.
Oh, that's all right then. Fair enough.
So he's found Larry Elder too.
Yeah. So the guy there, he was talking about the fact. Oh no, I'm just calling you a brown face for white supremacy. So no, you're calling him a what is it?
Uncle Tom?
Yeah, there we are. It's
Would
that's
this
what
be
you're
an
doing.
Uncle Kumar?
Well, I suppose Uncle Kumar over there. He's from Springfield as well, which is so funny. But the non-white member of the Republicans there is the wrong kind because he's a race traitor. So he's one of the guys who organised the storming. So yeah, great guy, I'm sure. Fantastic. The other guy, he turned up to give his defense as to why he did this, and his argument was, "I thought this was America,"
I thought this was America.
which I would have agreed with. I'm like, yeah, whatever, American politics is wild. No one died. Who gives a crap? But January 6th happened, so no, this isn't America. This is Pearl Harbor. So let's play his argument of trust me, I thought this was America.
In a country that was built on a protest. In a country that was built on a protest. You who celebrate July 4th, 1776, pop fireworks and eat hot dogs. You say to protest is wrong because you spoke out of turn, because you spoke up for people who are marginalized.
Is he trying to be like Martin Luther X or something?
He really is.
He looks like he's trying to be a combo of the two of them. It's quite funny.
We'll get to how ridiculous his acting is in a bit. The other one also is putting on a really weird accent all of a sudden. Like when he was speaking in his defense at the hearing or whatever, he was there being like, in Tennessee, we need to understand.
In July 4th.
Yeah, he doesn't usually talk like that.
Has he got a Bible hidden in his pocket? Is he going to start waving that around, smacking it on the podium?
It's because the cameras are there. They've all decided to put on fake accents for some reason. It's like, all right.
I mean, this is like
It's weird.
This is a secondary school drama performance right here.
It certainly
And,
is.
fair play. The theatre kids in charge. Why not?
I love James Lindsay, who's just like, communists always trying to use your values against you. Because he sat there being like, I thought this was America. I thought we could protest.
I mean, that's always what they do. What you do is you
1776 was it was a war, but okay.
when you when you're outside of power, you go, what about your values though? And then the people in power are stupid enough to go, yeah, you're right, we've got values. Here you go, have some power. And then they go, they were only your values.
Yeah, I do kind of find it funny, just on a side note, the whole argument of I thought this was America, whenever you get caught. Because, I mean, if you want to bring up 1776, it's like, well, look, that's how we founded this place, so I should be allowed to do that.
If I ever got caught robbing a bank in America, that's what I would do.
Well, no,
I thought this,
what you would be technically arguing for is the right to commit terrorism against the federal government, which, of course, the Republicans do. They claim that right.
If the guys,
So-
if the 9/11 guys hadn't blown up, that's the argument they would have used.
Well, I mean, two of those planes weren't for the federal government, so that was... plus all the innocent people involved. But the point being that the Republicans will lay down, it's like, yes, we have these guns so that we can uprise against the federal government, take down their agents, and overthrow the government and institute democracy again in case of a tyrant. Like their reasoning is coherent. Like you can talk about that, about how viable it is, or whatever. But the point is, it's there. With the Democrats, you can't sit there and be like, I thought this was America. Don't I have the right to overthrow the country when you tried to put everyone in? Well, I think you did put everyone in jail for the storming of the Capitol in Washington.
Well, they did.
So-
I think the
Storming.
QAnon shaman got let out of prison, but he's been put back on house arrest or something. So
why was he ever in prison at all?
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, the most they had them on was some very trumped up trespassing charges.
Someone should really check this guy's tweets, see what he said about January 6th. I didn't have time, but I just love the idea. He's like, well, I thought it was America. Really? Like, the Republicans make that argument. You really cannot after your response to everything else. Obama decided to butt in on this. Obama over here turned up to say that this nation was built on peaceful protest. It wasn't. It was built a war against the British, which is terrorism, mate. Like this.
I just love the idea of like 1776. You've got the newspaper men just going fiery but mostly peaceful.
Yeah, I just okay. Like, it's like I don't understand how Americans. Well, okay, American Democrats butcher their own history because they don't know any. That's actually not unexpected. I don't want to talk about. So no elected official should lose their job for simply raising their voice. Well, it wasn't. Like, you disrupted the procedures, stormed in with all your goons there to overthrow the vote. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you can make the argument this is normal, and in which case, why should anyone be in jail for January 6th? Or you can make the argument that everyone needs to be in prison, in which case, actually, these guys got off light, to say the least. I love how he ends it off with, especially if they're doing it on behalf of our children. As if no other political activism is ever for your kids.
Nope,
I can't think myself.
I can't think of any recent movements on behalf of children recently.
No, but also, as if anyone gets into politics so that the benefits will only apply to them and not to their kids. It's like, you know what, I stand for liberty and justice, the right to bear arms, but only for my generation. Gen Z, screw those guys. Ban it. It's like, it's never on the table.
You kind of just described boomer cons.
I don't know, man. I don't think people would get into politics. They're just like, screw my kids, though. But we'll get to the next one because we'll see the deets. So the deets are that the House voted 72 to 25 along party lines to expel Mr. Jones. So Mr. Jones is, I believe, the one with the afro. And then they tried to remove the lady over here. The vote was 65 to 30, which was not 2/3. So she didn't get kicked out. So there was a whole 5 people who didn't vote. Instead, they changed sides for some reason. And, okay, so it's still overwhelming majority tried to get rid of her. It's just they didn't reach the 2/3 majority. And for the last one, Mr. Pearson, he was reaching the 2/3 majority, so they got rid of him.
So who are all of these people in context?
So the 2 black guys got voted out, and the white woman stayed.
All right, and this is basically like Jim Crow South again.
Yes.
I assume is where NBC will be taking this.
You can see NBC that they write Jones and Pearson are black, Johnson is white. They just write that as a standalone line because they're just like, come on, it's racism.
My weak heart just gave out.
It's time for complaining about racism again. Is it? Sorry, I mean, like, if you're claiming that the people who didn't vote to expel the white lady are racist, then that's 5 people. It's actually,
don't you know, if it happens to white people, it's accountability. If it happens to black people, it's racism.
Well, it's 5 Republican people, but then it's also 25 Democrats in the House who didn't vote to expel their own person, including her. So that makes her a racist for not expelling herself. Don't make any sense, but whatever. The Congressional Black Caucus has something to say, though.
Oh, all right, okay.
Because that's where this is going. It's racism. This move not only is racism... I'm actually going to kill myself.
Could have guessed where that was going.
Yep. It's also anti-democratic. It's morally bankrupt and out of step with the overwhelming majority of Americans who believe we need common sense gun control to save lives. That's a... Right, okay.
I really feel like I could just type in to ChatGPT.
You could.
Please predict the next 6 months of American politics, and word for word, it would just like straight out there. This has all gone through an algorithm. We live in the Matrix.
But let's get back to Mr. Afro, because Mr. Afro is comical. I've seen a lot of people, like leftist accounts, being like, this is actually a win for us because these 2 guys are now going to become faces of the movement. They're going to go on to be like amazing front runners. Then we're going to run everywhere like AOC or something, right? Like front-facing.
Yeah, AOC has only
people.
ever been
net positive for the Democratic Party. Yeah, but this guy, he's comical. I mean, you see this chap here who's just like, I'm glad he's gone. I have no time for race baiting, and he really wants to be MLK. We'll play this, and yeehaw, is he trying to put on quite the accent? Let's play it.
Yes, I tell you, it was a sad day on Saturday. All hope seemed to be lost. Representatives were thrown out of the state house. Democracy seemed to be at its end. Seemed like the NRA and gun lobbyists might win. But oh, that was good news for us. I don't know how long this Saturday in the state of Tennessee might last. But oh, we have good news, folks. We've got good news that Sunday election is a promise, and it is a prophecy. It's a prophecy that came out of the cotton fields. It's
Oh
a prophecy
my God.
that came out of the lynching tree. It's a prophecy that still lives in each and every one of us in order to make the state of Tennessee the place that it ought to be. And so I've still got hope because I know we are still here and we will never quit.
Amazing. That woman next to him the whole time has a look on her
Oh,
face
you have to
like
put the voice.
she's got a look on her face like, you being serious right now, boy?
Oh Lord, he's coming. That's not his normal voice.
that guy.
In case you're wondering.
That guy knows what he's doing. You see that smile crop up on his face. Whatever you want to say about the guy, if you go back to MLK videos, he doesn't
God.
look like when he's giving speeches, he doesn't look like he's a bit of a cheeky chappy who's just prodding a little fun like that guy did. He's genuinely got a bit of gravitas behind him. That was just a joke. Come on.
It's so fake as well. It's just like, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. No, shut up. Shut up. Why are you doing a fake accent? Why are you acting like this is the civil rights too? Because you broke the rules and got kicked out for
Because
it.
everything since the 1960s has been civil rights too.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't get over it. As I mentioned, the other guy who got kicked out, he also decided to put on a big old fake accent.
Oh, beautiful.
The audio was just absolutely horrible to listen to though.
Oh,
So whoever was controlling like the audio for the house there, like he just got massively peaked all the time. So I'm not gonna play it, but like I say, he was sat there going, in Tennessee, we're under attack. What am I listening to? Like, is everyone meeting beforehand? Just be like, what kind of stupid accents can we put on? And that's what they went with.
I hope that is what they're doing.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, it's never been more clear when someone's race grifting when they're putting on a fake MLK accent that hard. So they have that. That was pretty easy. Yeehaw. We'll get to the next one though, because a lot of people posted this in response. It's whatever. Let's move on
Was that
because
Penguin Hotel, was that what it was?
Habbo Hotel, yeah.
Habbo
people,
Hotel.
people were all posting that to him because he was like, why are you doing a fake accent? What's wrong with you? Like, this is ridiculous. It's for the cameras. Why else? But the leftist response have apparently brought it somehow. I don't know if people noticed that he was putting on a fake accent from left-wing accounts.
Oh,
but
they don't care.
Uh,
They know he's putting on a fake accent, but they're like, close enough. Good enough for
content of
me.
his character? No! The fruition with which he breaks the law! Whatever. So this guy here is just like, don't tell me the systemic racism doesn't exist in America. It's being led by the GOP, blah, 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 because they expelled 2 black men, whereas the white woman got off. The white woman came out and said, oh, yeah, it's because of the color of our skin. We've got the details. No, all the
That's actually how this kind of rhetoric makes me feel now. Just like, oh, getting a bit sleepy.
There are 100 people in the chamber who can vote. 65 of them voted to kick the white woman out as well. It's just 5 of them flipped. So I guess, I don't know, get those 5 people and give them their clan hoods for not kicking out a white woman. She voted to keep herself in, so give her a clan hood for being on the wrong side of history. But there we are. There's also MSNBC who went with, they just hate black people, damn it. So, yeah, no, I don't think they do.
We're all just going with the typical narratives.
Yeah, this is just transparent. What happened in Tennessee today is codified erasure of our democratic process. This is white Republicans, including the non-white ones who are still white somehow, trying to make an example of a black man who got out of place.
I mean, look at that guy on the bottom left on the little screen right there. He's black, but his afro, pure white.
I bet he's on the side of the racists from the head up.
From the scalp up.
Oh, I'm so tired of this. But we'll go to the TikTok, because TikTok also mad. This person here, she's like, they removed 2 black men, but not the white woman. This obese lady decided to come out with at the start there because
Would this woman be a sink?
I don't know, but she decided to phrase all of this because it happened after a shooting in Tennessee.
And everybody knows that political posturing around shootings is never acceptable.
She doesn't explain what the shooting was. She doesn't explain why the shooting's of interest. Just another shooting, just a regular everyday shooting in America.
Cowboy guy from Springfield, Simpsons, just came out and started shooting into the air as he did.
It was the ranger with the big iron on his hip in Tennessee over the weekend, which got all these school students to come out.
Even playing Fallout again.
Big iron. All right, whatever. But Fox, what did Fox go with? Fox went with the very funny headline of representative calls vote assault on democracy. All right, that's pretty funny. I'll give you that. Damn,
Interesting.
voting will kill this place, I tell you. But the Daily Wire is very proud, and this is why it's the future, at least according to some people. You have Matt Walsh here, who said, can't say enough about the Republican legislators in Tennessee today. who have had the courage and wherewithal to hold Democrats accountable for a change and force them to abide by the same rules as everyone else. Extremely rare that Republicans display this kind of toughness. The Democrats led a mob into the Capitol building and tried to use the floor of the House as a staging ground for political demonstration. They never imagined Republicans would actually use the constitutional authority to expel them, but they did. Awesome stuff. Yeah.
And that is the funny thing, is that for decades, conservatives and Republicans could have just done anything to prevent all of the nonsense that goes on, to the point where when they just go, actually, no, get out, people are shocked and surprised now.
We've got the next link here, just the last one, because this is Kentucky as well, you know, the queer shaman.
I remember that.
Q shaman over there. But that's the point. It's okay. Weird political things are the way Americans have done politics for ages. But since January 6th, if you want to play this game, it is terrorism. It is, July Death Day. It's literally Hiroshima, Nagasaki, but in Washington. Then okay, fine. And in which case, anyone who organizes that gets kicked out.
The exact same as Tulsa.
Yeah.
Birmingham.
Have we got any more horrible things?
Selma.
The sack of Baghdad. That's what this is. This is the burning of Alexandria.
This is worse than if Uday Hussein had shown up.
This is Harambe.
No, don't infer his name, Callum.
Yeah, okay. If you want to play that game, we'll play that game. You're going to lose. Because you retards keep doing this. And in which case, okay, fine, we'll just enforce the rules. And every Republican legislature should enforce the rules. Because you can't keep sitting there and being like, oh, imagine if the shoe was on the other foot. No. Get the shoe. Give them the slipper. In legislative terms, of if you break the rules will apply to you and you'll be removed from the legislature. And yeah, there we go. That's why I think it's the future of at least American politics. Either you stop your tomfoolery or get out of the legislature. If you appreciated that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the Epoch series, this episode on Song of Akkad. If you'd like to find out more, you can follow on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.